Hi guys, it's Mo here. Today, I'm going to talk to you about Apple, ticker symbol AAPL. Let's get into it. Before we start getting into the financial, let's first review their profit margin trend over the last few years. This will give you a better understanding of Apple's strategy moving on forward. As you can see here, Apple gets better profit margin in their service sector. As Apple is looking into bringing more to the bottom line, look for Apple putting more focus for growth in their service segment over the next few years. Here's a comparison of Apple revenue breakdown by business segment as of Q1 2021. Keep in mind, Apple fiscal year ends in September. Great year-over-year performance overall on all products and services, and amazing sales record in wearables and services. As you all know, we are expecting to hear Apple's Q2 results on Wednesday, April 28. But just to give you an idea of what's been happening the last few years, Apple tend to perform slightly worse in their product segment in Q2 year over year, but they have done amazingly well in their wearables and service segment. Take a look at their total sales the last few years. Obviously, iPhone sales still dominates, bringing majority of their revenue year over year. Here's Apple's net sales and operation income by geography in Q1 2021. Great year over year in all regions, but I do want to point out the huge growth in China as the new 5G iPhones help push revenue to a new record and spark a 57% rise in China sales. The same thing happened in Japan as well. The 5G capable phones did very well last year. Here's some data I was able to pull. In Q4 2020, Apple dominated the Japanese mobile phones market with Sharp and Kyocera came in second and third. Now, how does Apple compares with other tech companies? In terms of market cap, Apple is currently leading the pack with $2.25 trillion, and we have Microsoft comes next with close to $2 trillion. And look, I understand we're not comparing Apple to Apple here, but I just thought the comparison is very interesting to look at. Profitability comparison against other companies. Overall, Apple is a profitable company sitting on $88.9 billion in cash from operations. That puts Apple in a great position to continuously invest and innovate for the future. Here's a comparison of the total return performance the last few years. If you invested in Apple 5 years ago, that investment would bring you over 400% growth. But that train has left many years ago. What we can do now is to educate ourselves and focus on the future. So who owns Apple? Currently, institutional investors own 59.7%, and individual investors own 40.3%. As of recording of this video, the top 3 institutions are Vanguard Group, owns almost 1.3 billion shares of Apple, representing 7.48% of total shares. BlackRock owns over 1 billion shares of Apple, representing 6.29% of total shares. Berkshire Hathaway owns over 880 million shares of Apple, representing 5.28% of total shares. Who are the top 3 individual shareholders? Number 1, Arthur Levinson. He owns about 4.5 million shares of Apple. Who is Arthur Levinson? He's been the current chairman of Apple since 2011, and he is also the CEO of Calico since 2013, a company focusing on healthcare and well-being. Number 2, Tim Cook. The current CEO of Apple owns over 837,000 shares of Apple stock. Number 3, Jeff Williams, the current COO of Apple. He currently owns over 489,000 shares of Apple stocks. And do you know who's next in line? Number 4, Al Gore. Yes, our ex-VP under the Clinton administration. Al Gore currently serving as independent director for Apple. He owns over 463,000 shares of Apple stocks. As you all know, Apple is very secretive with their future projects. According to US Patent and Trademark Office, Apple was granted 2,840 patents in 2020. That is a 12% increase from 2019. Some of these patents will most likely not make it to fruition, but be sure that Apple is shifting their focus towards healthcare. Here's what Tim Cook said to James Cramer in 2019.
Even though it's huge, the service stream, take it so that it's 40% of your company by doing more in payments, more in health.
On services, you will see us announce new services this year. There will be more things coming. I don't want to tell you what they are.
Material.
I believe there'll be material over time.
Okay.
I'm not going to forecast
fair enough.
precisely the ramps and so forth, but there are things that we feel really great about, that we've been working on for multiple years. On the healthcare in particular and sort of your well-being, this is an area that I believe if you zoom out into the future and you look back and you ask the question, what was Apple's greatest contribution to mankind? It will be about health. Because our business has always been about enriching people's lives, and as we've gotten into healthcare more and more, through the watch and through other things that we've created with Research Kit and Care Kit, and putting your medical records on the iPhone, this is a huge deal, and it's something that is very important for people. We are democratizing it. We are taking what has been with the institutions and empowering the individual to manage their health. And we're just at the front end of this.
Full disclosure, I'm a long-term investor. In my opinion, Apple is still a very good company to invest in. They have been investing heavily in research and development. In the last few years, they have been inventing products you didn't even know you need. Think about it. Apple is currently trading at $134 per share. According to tipranks.com, the average price target for Apple for this time next year, it's $152 per share with a high forecast of $175 per share. Hope you find this video helpful. Please consider subscribing and give this video a like. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.